Welcome to another special edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your coach, Coach Frenchy, directly from the Bell Center for another special edition of the Montreal Canadiens, Les Bleu Blanc Rouge. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 more games to go. Don't go nowhere. I want to talk today about the Montreal Canadiens, what they accomplished this year. And I want to tell you one more thing, because what I'm going to tell you the next couple of minutes, I want you to understand as a Montreal Canadiens fans or hockey fans or maybe a Hockey Nation fans. Don't be too hard on Montreal Canadiens. And I will tell you why. But first of all, I just want to ask you, please, if you like this video, during this video you're watching, click on the like. And finally, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I invite you to subscribe because we provide you a lot of great content, not only about the Montreal Les Bleu Blanc Rouge, but also about the NHL and everything's going on around the NHL. And of course, we have a daily show Monday to Friday with my co-host, Michael David Arnaud. So let's dive in right away what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens. But I have a 2 update for you. I want to talk about the injuries, the situations going on with Montreal Canadiens injuries. And let's start with happening. We heard a couple of minutes ago during Friday, that Philippe Danault suffered an upper body injury in the last game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He will return to Montreal for evaluation by the medical team, and he will miss Saturday game against Toronto Maple Leafs. He is currently listed day to day. So Danault is another one joined the long list of Montreal Canadiens, and I want to give you what happening because Montreal Canadiens gave us a little bit update about every one of them are out of the lineup. First of all, Bob Biron is a sideline with a lower body injury since the last game in April 23rd in Calgary. He's still on the progression to get better, but he's still a day-to-day at that moment. Philippe Danault, we just mentioned about him. Brendan Gallagher resumed on ice training in Brussels this past week. He have no cast anymore. He skated very well. But like they said, there will be a 6-week timeline. Don't expect him to be for the last 3 games of the season. He's going to be ready for the playoff. Shea Weber is listed day-to-day with an upper body injury. This is really believe it's a left shoulder for what I know at that moment, but we'll be interesting happening what happened with him for sure. Carey Price is back on the ice after suffering a concussion on April 19 in Edmonton. He's now a day-to-day. No timeline is set for him, but again, maybe we'll see him at the end of the season. Before the end of the season, maybe 1 game. If not, he's going to be ready. I'm pretty sure at 99.9 be ready for the playoff. It will start. So today I want to talk also about what happening with Montreal and why we cannot be so hard on them. And I will tell you a couple of reasons, and you maybe understand. If you agree with me, please leave your comments. If you're not agree, also leave your comments below this video and tell me about what you think about why we should not be too hard. And let's go diving right away here. First of all, I have 3 games to go. Montreal have a lead by 8 points. They're advanced to make the playoff from in front of Calgary, right? So they are right now 8 points right there. The season for Montreal Canadiens is finished May 12th. For other team, it's going to be between the 15, some the 12, but most of them will be the 15, and some other like Calgary, Vancouver. The last game is May 19. So the good news for Montreal, they're going to have a great rest about 8-9 days before they go back on the ice for the beginning of the first round. If they make the playoff and look like it could be the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, they are also 2 points behind Winnipeg. Can they make it? I don't think so for me. I don't see Montreal winning more at one of the last 3 games. I don't see this. The way they play, and I will tell you the reason why. But let's jump in a little bit more. Listen, the last 42 days in NHL, Montreal played 24 games. That's not an average of one game every 2 nights. They practice 4 times as a full team since the last 42 days. Now, since March 30, they play 22 games. So what do you mean by coach? Why first in the NHL? They are the team play the most game since March 30 in NHL. That's happening right now. Right now, the injuries for the Montreal Canadiens are about 5 to 6 players. And we did not talk about the case with Jonathan Drouin earlier. Now, if it's happening at the end, Calgary, Vancouver have to win Calgary 5 of the 6 games they play, Calgary, and Montreal have to lose all the game. That's one scenario for Calgary make it. On the flip side, Vancouver have to win all those games now to make the playoff and pass Montreal Canadiens. Now, on the flip side, Calgary, Vancouver play at some point. So that would be a big when one or two is going to eliminate each other at some point. So Montreal have a good situation right now, but mathematically, or by number, they are not in yet. Now, the last 45 days, most of the team played 20 or 19 games. Remember, Montreal played 24 games the last 42 days. The last 38 days, Toronto played 18 games. Ottawa 17 games. Winnipeg 16 games. Edmonton 15 games. Calgary 11 games. Vancouver 10 games. During that time, Montreal still play 22 games. Now, what happening with the number beside those number I just tell you? Toronto, they are 16 in NHL, play the most game during that period of 38 days. Ottawa is 17. Winnipeg is 28. Edmonton is 29. Calgary, 30. Vancouver, 31. So all the North Division teams did not play a lot of games during 38 days. During the same time, Montreal played the most game in NHL. So what you try to tell me, coach? They are tired, exhausted. The body are at the limit. It's almost superhuman being. They have to be super amazingly fit to what they have to be in challenge they have right now. They're adversary to play game after game, night after night. It's almost impossible. So that's the reason they struggle. So I want to shift to you to another winner. A little bit talking about the season. They have a great start. Remember the 7-2-1, most of the game against Vancouver Canucks? They are doing well. And I will tell you the reason why they are doing well and why they are struggling. Or the fact they are tired. They fire coaches. They fire Claude Julien, Kirk Muller, Stefan White. They bring Dominic Charm, Alex Bureau, and Shea Burke. That's happening. They also got COVID-19. They was out for 10 days. They suffer a lot with injuries. Their schedule was almost unbelievable. And finally, welcome Cole Caulfield. So that's resumed a little bit their season very shortly. So I want to bring you to tell you a little bit more about why Claude Julien versus Dominic Charm. At the beginning, a lot of fans want to out Claude Julien at some point, and then after that, Dominic Charm was in charge. To be fair for Dominic Charm, he faced a lot of adversity, a challenge as the first new coach in NHL as the head coach. You have COVID-19, a lot of injuries, and the key injuries, Price, Weber, Gallagher, Byron, Tatar, Drouin, and now Dano. That's a lot of players, key players. That's amazing. Now, of course, he did not maybe do a great job sometime with decision, but he has the most difficult calendar since he's in charge about that team. So you have to be honest with him also. You have to understand his situation also. Now, I'm going to show to you why Montreal struggle. And I think the two next graphics is going to give you an idea really why they struggle. Let's start with this one. The first 10 game, Montreal of the rush per game, it was 9.7. The record was 7-1 and 2. The next 29 games, during that time you got new coach, 6.8, 11, 11, 7. The next 9 game, so game 40 to game 49, right? 3.9, 3.60. Now the last 3 games, and I did not put there the last 2 games they lost. Okay, so game against Ottawa and this week. This was made at the beginning of the week. They are 8.7. You see when they're great on the off the rush per game, look what they do. They perform very well. That's a great stat to understand what kind of players you have and what they can do. Now, here's my second graphic I want to share with you. Montreal Canadiens rush split. 7 or more rush chance per game. Look what they have. 17-4-7. That's an amazing record. But look what they have when they don't perform as a rush split. 6 or 4 fewer rush chance. 7-14-2. So average 7 rush chance per game for Montreal Canadiens. And when they don't reach that number, that's what they struggle the most. So this is a great, amazing stat, to be honest with you. So what is a rush? How does this work? The transition, the disjointed the play, and play in the middle of the ice, not on peripheric. So when they cut in the middle, that's the rush there, and they get the puck there, and they have more chance to score. When they play in front of the net, rush coming, disjoint, transition, the D, forward, come, collapse in front of the net, more chance to score, better chance to win. So those 2 stats are just 2 graphics I make to you. That's give you a great idea. I don't have the next graphic, but I was before. The best defenseman carrying the puck after 48 games, it was Brett Kulak at 53%. Kulak. He did not play a lot of games at some point, the last 10 games. The second one is Romanov at 44. Between both, it was Victor Mete. He's gone. Then after that, it's Jeff Petrie at 43. That's give you an idea. We need a defenseman next year to carry on the puck better. That's what will be the next thing for me, Marc Bergevin have to do. So my point to you tonight, I want to mention to you is don't be too hard on the Montreal Canadiens. The calendar, it was so difficult. Duchamp got challenged a lot with injuries. We got hit by COVID-19. I understand as the fans, we want win. But at some point, we need to breathe and go a little bit more deeper to see what the reason they did not perform at the level they did at the beginning of the year. And finally, I don't want to start a controversy, but tell me at the below of this video. I know what you're going to tell me right now. If they don't re-engage or re-hire, or they by interim right now, Donny Charm not going to become the next head coach next year, who is going to be your choice? You have a lot of choice there. And I'm going to make a video on that one very soon about what is the next job for Joel Bouchard and who is the next coach in Montreal Canadiens. Finally, I want to invite you, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and under Hockey Nation Live Show. If you like this video, like I mentioned earlier, please like this video. And finally, we create video a lot. So you can click next video here to see the next one I'm talking about, Cole Caulfield again. That's, I think, is a great video, and everything happening last week about the New York Rangers. So thanks again for watching another great show of the Hockey Nation live show. Look forward to see you next time, and like we do at the end of each video. Of course, you have what? Greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Bonne soirée, mes amis. On se parle plus tard.